Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition covering President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi's receiving the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Egypt on Wednesday. And on this topic, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Rahman, journalist and political analyst.
Well, hello.
Good afternoon
to you
sir.
and to the viewers.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, how do you see the significance of the visit by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken to Egypt at this critical timing?
Well, in that critical time, in that critical phase that we are going through right now, we are strengthening our relations with all the powers that can give a hand towards achieving our targets, which is preserving and restoring peace in the region, stopping these units' aggression against the Arabic-occupied lands, and of course, searching for our own best interests with our strategic partners like the U.S. Today's visit, today's meeting between Mr. Blinken and Mr. President, Mr. Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, has tackled on too many points, which is finding a final resolution as a base that we can end the catastrophe that's going on in Gaza Strip and in all of Palestine, in West Bank and all of and North Lebanon and whatsoever in Lebanon too. And we need to find a common understanding between the Egyptian administration and the counter administration, the U.S., the American administration, to narrow the gaps between the two sides, between the two visions. We all know that U.S. is the main supporter to this unit aggression against the Arabic-occupied land. But on the other hand, we have strategic relations with the U.S., and that gives us lots of choices. We are seeking to find an end to the conflict in Gaza Strip, to find a true commitment by the U.S. and the Western world, the whole world, with reaching out to an independent Palestinian state with all its powers, with all its administrations, throughout an election that should go between their citizens in Palestine. And of course, we need to talk about our own relations, which is a strategic and historic relations.
Indeed. Sir, President Sisi has stressed the significance of the Egyptian-American strategic partnership to safeguard interests of the two states and enhance regional security. What's your take on that?
Regional security is based on true intentions. So the question is the administration, the American administration, is truly having an intention, a true intention to stop the conflict by stopping aiding the unit aggression against the Arabic-occupied land? That's a good question. And for the American side to answer for it, I remember the great speech given by Mr. President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi with to Mr. Blinken on at large, and it was announced in the media. It was a lesson given to Mr. Blinken on how we keep our own best interests, and also we keep the Palestinians' best interests, their security. We are preserving the Palestinian case and holding on to the Arabic rights in the occupied land. We are preserving our own national security in Sinai and in the whole region, and at the same time, we are holding on to the Arabic rights in the occupied land.
Indeed. Sir, President Sisi's meeting with visiting U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Cairo tackled means to enhance bilateral relations with the two sides, hailing efforts to resume the strategic dialogue and welcoming its holding in Cairo during Blinken's visit in a way that achieves both countries' interests. What's your take on that, sir?
Well, I believe it's a moment of truth. I believe this is a very important time to have a strong step and a long step in our relations with the American side according to the terms of our own national security, our own best interest, culturally, as we preserve our own identity, whether in culture, whether in education, whether in our peace talks that we are going through with the Americans, with our associates in the region. And also, we have a strong relations economically, and that's important to us. We have that according to the base, the strategic base that Egypt has created since the beginning of the presidency of Mr. President Abdul Sisi, which is maintaining a course between the West and the East, and having strong strategic relations with all of the powers in the world, whether to the East or to the West. And that from that concept, we are dealing with the American side. Mm-hmm. And with that conflict, preserving our own identity, our own national security measures, we can achieve
yes.
Lots of goals and lots of targets throughout that dialogue.
Yes. Well, Sir, Blinken convoyed greetings of U.S. President Joe Biden to President Sisi and his appreciation to the pivotal and vital role played by Egypt to stabilize the region. What's your take on that, and if you would like to elaborate?
Well, of course, that goes without saying that we have deserved that appreciation, and it goes without saying. We are the main power in the region that is seeking the right course for preserving our own national security and the whole national security of the whole region. I remember that Mr. President Abdul Sisi has declared we need to have our own Arabic army led by Egypt, not to assault but to protect. We have that vision of of protecting our own national security and maintaining peace and seeking prosperity for the whole nation, not only in the Arabic region, but in Africa, in the Middle East, in the Arabic East. We have that leading role that should be appreciated by all powers of the world, including the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Sir, ceasing Israeli violence in the West Bank and its escalation against Palestinians in all the occupied territories is one of the main topics of this visit.